Beryl, start the meeting. 10 minutes have passed. We are only 6, but the others will join as we continue. Actually, we are only 4 or 5. Or we give them another 5 minutes. Let's give another 5 minutes.
Yes, I've sent them reminders again.
Okay.
Good day to all of us. Good afternoon, good evening good morning from wherever you're joining us from. I see most of us have joined. I think others will find us as we proceed. Once again, I take this opportunity to welcome all of us again to another series of our learning touch point. And yeah, today, as from our message that we sent, we will be doing our session on fueling your resilience. And this is about igniting your strength and embracing your challenges. Yeah, so before we proceed, we are way past time, but it would be really nice for us to get, I think 3 will be good. Just a recap of what we did in the previous session. Yeah, we can get a recap of what we learned from our previous session on the growth and elevating your mindset. Yes, before we proceed on with the touch point for today. So this one, I'll open it up to the floor, and you can volunteer and just give us a recap of what you learned or what stood out for you in the previous session that we had. Any volunteer, at least 3. We get 3 from 3 people. My leaders, did we pack our books and go home?
Perhaps I can go.
Yes, Charlotte. You can open it, you can break the ice for us.
Thank you so much. What I learned, or what really stood out for me from the previous session, 2 things actually. So one is that when you're doing something, when you are leading with purpose, right? It's because you're doing something that you're very passionate about. And if you're doing something that you're very passionate about, then you can tend to put to give it your all, and that can drain you. So it is important to take some time just to ease a bit, and reflect, and just what was the word that was used? In French it's called ujiachilie kidogo. So yeah, just take some time and let loose a bit. You can practice a few things that will help you to take your mind off of the work that you are doing, or whatever requires your leadership, your purposeful leadership. And then also another thing is that having a community of people who will not only be so it's different people, right? There is one who is your cheerleader, there is one who is keeping you grounded, there is one who is the fun person, just taking you out of the serious zones. So I just learned the importance of knowing when to switch, when to be serious, but also know when to stop, and you have a team of people around you where who will be able to help you with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. That was quite a lot. And yeah, you have to be very purposeful when in applying leadership, knowing who to approach, knowing when to let loose, knowing when to be serious, knowing when to tone down a bit. Yeah, thank you, Charlotte. Any other input? We really praised the other session and said, Mo, we told our facilitator, wow. I see Simpiu has said what stood out for her was the importance of being aware of your surroundings, that is self-awareness, or say introspection, and learn to breathe as well. Yeah, so that is what stood out for her. Any other person?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Good
Lovett.
morning.
Good morning.
I really learned a lot last week. One of the things I learned is leading with purpose. The meaning of leading with purpose. I learned that leading with purpose means staying connected to your why. Even when facing challenges, when you face challenges, you will be focused. Know what you are. What focus on something. Even when there are challenges there, know that you are going to somewhere. And I also learned that I learned about discovering your leadership purpose. What are those indices? One is self-awareness. I learned about self-awareness, transparency, balance, and moral courage, especially that of moral courage. In whatever you do, in any situation you find yourself, be courageous enough to speak out, to stand right. Don't say, because you don't need to compromise in whatever situation you find yourself. Those are the things that's for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Loveth. That was also quite a lot. And yes, why are you even doing this? As leaders, sometimes it gets overwhelming. You feel like you are at the loose end, but you really come back and reconnect to your why and knowing why you're really doing this. Before I give it back to our coordinator, I'll also share this one in the chat, that there's also people who will clap, yet they're not clapping. Some don't wish good for you, and some always want to compete and drag you down. So as a leader, it's very important that you get to know who is on your side, who is on your side, but they're really not on your side. And also, they're also important as they are part of your growing. So guys, thank you so much for sharing these amazing insights that we learned from our previous session, and I'm really hoping that we will get to apply them as we move forward with our leadership experience. Yes, so mine will be to welcome you, Maureen, once again, and to please take us through the next session. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Beryl. Thank you all of you who have made it. I know the sessions are coming back to back, but I think they're really helpful in our lives as leaders. So I'll greet you again, leaders, my wonderful leaders. In Kenya nowadays, we have a new style of greetings. You say, hi, cousins. So, hi, cousins. Welcome back to the session. Last time we were leading with a purpose. Today we want to fuel our resilience. Because number one, we know the work we do sometimes is very thankless. You put in so many hours. And then someone comes and maybe just rubbishes everything you've done, or it becomes very unappreciated. And we feel sometimes very discouraged because of how the society responds to our efforts. And many a times, I've been in this journey for almost 25 years. And sometimes I feel like giving up, like I say, I don't think I'm coming to save the world. So I just need to, I need to let go. I need a new life. I need to change my, I start thinking about, I need to do something different. And then I see another problem and I'm like, no, this is not yet done, I'm back. But again, for us to succeed in this journey of advocacy, in this journey of leadership as women, I tell you, the world treats women differently. You will be expected by the world to be 2 times better than your male counterpart. And every time you're in a leadership position, people look at you with a very, very magnified lens. You just make a little mistake and it's blown up. If men make a little mistake, we are told, oh, to err is to human. But when it's a woman, it's always like, why did she do that? Is she not a sister enough? You know, it really drains us up. So today we are going to talk about together we are stronger than any challenge as we fuel our resilience. So what is resilience? I should have asked this before showing the slide. So the first time I heard about resilience, I squared my shoulders. You know, I thought, this is about me, the tough me. You know, I'm a tough woman. You know, they call me Iron Lady. You know, that's me. That's resilience. But no, resilience is not about being tough all the time. It's about bouncing back with wisdom and grace. When you face the challenges, how do you bounce back with wisdom and grace? People think they have really nailed you down. They think they have squashed you to a place where you cannot even rise again. How do you rise back smiling and walking with your head high? So resilient is like a tree. It bends in the storm, but it doesn't break. It's like an activist. It gets stronger after each campaign. You know, after each campaign, all the challenges, you get stronger. And also we can equate it to a diamond. It shines brighter when it's formed under a lot of pressure. When the more the pressure, the shinier the diamond. So resilience is your ability to recover and to learn and to grow from challenges. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that this journey, if you haven't experienced growth challenges, they will come. But for you as a leader, resilience is your ability to recover and learn and grow from these challenges. So why does resilience matter? Why does it matter? Why should we be resilient? Why don't we just break down and then quit? So in advocacy, I'm sure some of us, we have experienced different things, but I was just trying to pick some of the common things that we face as advocates. So in advocacy, you sometimes experience community resistance or fear. So you sit as you're planning together, you know, you're planning advocacy together, you are agreeing how you're going to hit on that government. You're saying the way, today we will not joke with them, we are going to tell it as it is, as you plan in your little safe space. And then you go to the advocacy space, and then everyone leaves you there alone. I don't know if someone has experienced this. And sometimes they leave you when you have already, you know, done your shakara, you have told them as it is, and then you're waiting for the next person in the room to stand and also yap. And then the other people just look at you like they fear. And then you're branded the bad person while they remain good because you know, you are, in French, we call it kimbelembele. You are the one who is feeling very outspoken, better than any other person in the room. So that also happens. Is that you've got limited funding. You've got things you want to fund and give input, but you don't have where the policy meetings, they tell you, okay, the door is open, but you have to bring yourself. Many people wanted to attend the IAS conference in Kigali. Many would want to go to Copenhagen for the TB conference, but then you're told there is no resources. And then maybe your abstract has gone through. So you've submitted a well-written abstract that you thought through, you took your time, and then you are told, oh, your abstract has been accepted, and then you don't get resources to go. Does that discourage you from writing an abstract in the next conference? And then there's another one called volunteer. Oh my God, this one we do all the time. Whenever there is a process in the country and you are called in, they take your input. Maybe they're developing a policy or they're developing a guideline. You're called in as a representative of the community, and they feel very privileged having called you in. They can even tell you, you see, we remembered you, but they don't pay you. You will put all your input. In fact, you can be given sometimes a whole module to take care of alone. You put all your input, you volunteer, or you are working with young girls and women in the GBV, anti-GBV program. They call you on Sundays, they call you on weekends, they call you. At some point, you develop fatigue. Some of them write to you saying, I have not eaten, please help me with food. You don't have the money to give them, or sometimes you have, and you end up spending all your money trying to help people around you. Another one that drains us is you see people suffer. You go to those hospitals and women are sleeping on the floor because we don't have enough beds, or they were not attended to. Children have died of malaria, yet a corrupt official took the malaria money, and then, stuff like that. Or government barriers. The government has developed policies. We are not giving PrEP to any woman below the age of 18, like in my country. And you see, actually, there's a woman who is in a vulnerable relationship. They want to prevent HIV. And then 3 years later, you find they got pregnant, they have HIV, yet they were denied services that could have prevented because of policies. Another frustrating one that we have fought over the years, but we have never won, is stigma and discrimination. You want to be a good leader, and then you're saying, oh, today I'll disclose my HIV status to encourage other young people, or I will talk about my TB experience to empower other people who are going through the same predicament. And then boom, it hits back on you. That relationship that you valued, and you're the person in a relationship with you says, I did not know you're going to embarrass us like this. Now they will know that you have HIV. Maybe I'm also having, things like that. And these are things we go through as advocates. So what are we told to do? We are told to stay hopeful during these setbacks. I know it's not an easy thing to say. It's better written with stars like I have done, but it's not easy. There are moments when we even get backlashes. What are they called? Cyberbullying. In long time ago, we didn't have computers, so the bullying just happened around you. But now the bullying can happen internationally. So you're cyberbullied, or you're doing work in your office and your boss just keeps saying, I can't see enough. I don't think you're in there. You haven't delivered enough. I'm struggling to see what you're doing in this company, yet you're giving it your all. So these are some of the bullying that as women we face, even young women we face in the workplace, in the community where we do advocacy. But we are told to stay hopeful during these setbacks. You're told to find creative solutions. So, think through, don't rush, don't throw tantrums, just think through very quietly and find creative solutions. Then keep communities motivated. The people you are supporting, even when things are so hard down here, don't translate the frustration to your team. Just keep them motivated. Like when USAID closed their offices, so it was easy to call your team. As we lost some TB women money that we got through the Stop TB partnership. So it's easy to call your staff and tell them, hey, money has gone, we don't have money. But as a team leader, you need to keep them motivated. Tell them, oh, let's keep going, let's trust God. We can overcome this. We have overcome bigger challenges. Even this is not as big as some of the challenges we have overcome. So let us stay focused. And then as an advocate, focus on your why. If you came to change for change making, focus on change making. Look at these as hurdles you have to pass as a change maker, and then work towards sustaining long-term activism. When does an activist retire? I don't think we do. We don't. So how do we sustain until that day when you breathe your last into activism? So here I want you to take a paper and a pen. As I read a strength, and you feel that is you, put a tick on that piece of paper. Just take a piece, or you can raise your hand. I have a game I play with my niece where you raise one hand and then you raise another hand. So, but just take a paper and a pen, tick all that apply. So, number one, I stay calm when people reject my message. And I want us to be very honest here. This is a very safe space. When people reject your message, you send a message like today, Beryl was calling people. They are not saying they are not coming, neither are they coming. So you don't know whether they've seen you, they've ignored you, you know. So tick which one. If you stay calm, put a tick. If it gets you, you get irritated, then don't put a tick. Just leave it like that. The second one, I learn from failed campaigns. Like when you do a campaign or you do an advocacy, you know, there's a moment you can really put a campaign, you can put an advocacy out there, like you really put it the presentation. So there's a time that you really want to put your campaign out there, and you've done a very nice photo of you, and then you've posted it on social media, and then you get 3 likes, you know. You were expecting, and there's another one you put that was useless. You didn't even, you know, maybe you're just sharing for what it is, and then you got 1,000 likes. And then this one, you decided that one you just shared someone out of, you know, like, this is funny, let me share. You get 1,000 likes. And then now you've done yours, you've written, you've put a photo, you've edited, you've looked at it, and it is nice and beautiful to your site. And then you share and you get 3 likes. If you learn from it, and then you start checking who liked, who is the other person who didn't like, you know. So if you learn from it and you don't feel bad, put a tick. If you feel bad about that, skip the ticking process. And then the other one is I ask other advocates for support. Do you call someone and say, hey, I'm stuck here, I needed to do this, please help me? Or I've been given this assignment by my boss and I don't know where to begin from. Can you please help me? So if you do that, please put a tick. Number 4, I take care of myself while helping others. You know, there's sometimes you forget about yourself. You've helped others and you forget about yourself. So if you're there, put a tick. If you're not there, if you forget about yourself sometimes until you get a burnout, you realize, hey, I haven't taken a break. I need to take a break. I need time for me. If you're there, put a tick. If you're still struggling to get there, skip it. And then sometimes obstacles bring us down. You know, someone, you know, diminishes or looks down upon something you have done, and it gets you asking yourself, doubting your ability, and asking yourself, am I really that good, or do I overestimate my worth? So if the question is, I see obstacle and chances to get creative. So do you see the obstacles as things that draw you back, kill your self-esteem, or do you see them as chances to get creative? If you see them as chances to get creative, put a tick. If the obstacles affect you so much so that your day is spoiled on that day and you start recovering slowly, skip the ticking part. Then I have people who encourage my work. Do you have people who encourage you? You know, those your fans who tell you, oh man, you're good. Oh, we see you and we know we are sorted. We love the way you work. Oh, we really appreciate your efforts and stuff like that. If you have those people, put a tick. If you still don't have them, skip that part. Then I celebrate small community wins. Do you? Do you go for a good ice cream after there are 1,000 likes on your Facebook post, or another campaign you did in your work? It was World TB Day, World Malaria Day, World AIDS Day, and you did something that went viral, you know, and something that people appreciated, or you said something and your government said, oh, well, this is important, we will take it up. Do you go back and do a happy dance and get a good ice cream or a comfort food to celebrate? If you just looking at, oh, okay, okay, you think it's good, okay, fine. Oh, I got 1,000 likes. Well, cool. If you don't celebrate, skip that one. I remember why I started this work. Some people don't have a why. You found yourself here. If you found yourself here and you don't have a reason, don't tick. But if you came here intentionally and said, you know, me, I want to be an advocate, me, I want to be a leader, put a tick there. And then now I know you have a couple of ticks. So I want you to put on chat how many ticks you have on your paper. I'm giving like a minute for that exercise. Sorry, I'm giving a couple of minutes for that exercise, 1 or 2. So just put on chat how many ticks you have on your paper. Okay, so let's go to our scores. So if you have 0 to 2 scores, let me see while looking at the chat. If you have 0 to 2 scores, if you have nobody has that, you are getting started. You're still in the growing phase about resistance. And I'm not saying you're getting started as an advocate. I'm just saying as a person who has built the resistance, a person who can fight those challenges, you're getting started. If you have 3 to 4, you are building your strength. You are coming from that point of challenges affect you to building your strength slowly to gather and say, I'm not sweating the small stuff. I will keep focused. If you have 5 to 6, you're already have a strong foundation for resilience. And then 7 to 8, you're an advocacy champion. You are there. They don't shake you. Everything they bring to you, you are ready. You have seen it all. That is 7 to 8. So like I tell you, building resilience is a process. And sometimes we always say that we learn through life experiences. The different experiences that come to you make you stronger. And I don't see anybody here who gets broken. I'm not saying you'll not be shaken. I get shaken. There are days I'm told something after putting in so much effort, and for the whole day, my day just becomes bad. Like I rise up again another time. But for the whole day, I feel really, really discouraged, and I'm wondering if it's really worth my time next time. So we move on. There are 5 pillars for resilience. Today, we want to talk about those 5 pillars for resilience. These are very important. Remember, the challenges will come. That is not if they come. It is when they come. What will I do? So let's think about these 5 pillars of resilience. The first one is mental strength, positive thinking, and problem solving. So make sure that every time you're facing challenges, you focus on progress, not perfection. You wrote your first proposal like you are told by your boss. It was all cut down because it wasn't professional. It wasn't perfect. Or you wrote it and submitted and you are looking forward to that positive, the positive feedback so that you can share and tell people, hey, God, man, I could write a proposal and get funding. So if it didn't get funded, if you did that work and it wasn't standard of the organization, they told you you didn't do well. Think about, well, it's my first proposal. At least there's progress. I can now write a proposal, though it's not perfect, but I have done something. I put up a campaign. We did not get many people. You've been told, oh, the next webinar is coming on 20th. You need to invite people to the webinar, and many people, you've called your friends because you want to succeed. Please join the webinar, and they tell you, we will join. We shall know. We cannot miss. And then the day of the webinar comes and they don't join. So don't feel bad. At least you made a progress. You organized the webinar. It may not have been perfect because the attendance wasn't that good, but at least you made progress. Then see rejection as redirection. Whenever you face rejection, look at it as, maybe this is not the path I should take. Let me take another path. Redirect your efforts to something else. Learn from what doesn't work. Don't die of it. Learn from it. This is what I tried. It didn't work. I'm learning from it. Then believe change is possible. So it is all in your mind. Even if it looks, there are moments when we are in places of work where we feel it's very toxic. But change is inevitable. Maybe that toxic colleague or that toxic boss will soon transition to another. So change feelings and you burn. Sometimes it is frustrations that get us in burnout, even that we've done a lot of work. It's that you're doing work and God is recognizing your effort, and then it ends up being a burnout. And the next thing we know, you're almost depressed and you don't even want to leave that bed. You want to stay in bed the whole day. You think about going to work. I don't know if someone has ever felt that. This is you think about going to work and you have a headache. You think about your colleagues and you just feel like, you feel like the world should open up and swallow you so that you don't meet them again. So you need to acknowledge that frustration is normal. It is normal to feel frustrated. It is normal not to like the people around you. It is normal to feel like, to think every morning when you want to go to work, you just feel like, oh, not again. It's Monday. Every Friday, you are super excited. Every Monday, you're down. Frustration is normal. So practice self-compassion. Give yourself some compassion. Practice doing things that make you relax, that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel at peace. Then channel your anger into action. In that moment of anger, do something useful with it. And then also sometimes it's good to take breaks from heavy topics. Just take a Daniel Steele or a James Hadley Chase and read. I don't know what novels people read this, but we used to read Daniel Steele, James Hadley Chase. Don't read emails that have attachments that are so heavy and complicated. Do some light reading, or go to Netflix. Watch a movie or two. Just ease up your head, and then you will come back to work later. The third pillar is physical wellness. You have to have the energy for long fight. So get rest between campaigns or between heavy works. There are moments that the organization or your work as an advocate is heavy. It is so you don't even get to rest. You work including weekends, and then you need to get a rest. After that, take a day or two off and just relax. Eat well during long meetings. I know everyone wants a very tiny waist and a flat stomach like that of a snake, but eating well just means eating something nice but also healthy. Move your body regularly. If you sit in a meeting, like for example, sometimes, okay, I sit in the Global Fund Board meeting. I'm a constituency focal person, so I have to take the minutes. Even if I go to the toilet, I miss what that person said and I may not minute it down. So I sit a lot. During that time you're sitting a lot or during a long flight, move your body. Wake up, walk a bit, and come back. And then protect your voice. The other pillar is the social support, your advocacy family. Connect with fellow advocates. Find mentors in the movement and connect with them. Support newer activists. And then build community partnership. And then finally, purpose and meaning, your why power. Remember your personal story, connect it to community impact.
What I sent to you. Did I send the email?
No. You can't hear me?
We can hear you. Francisca, please mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let's continue. Celebrate the lives that have been changed and honor those you're fighting for. So, next we are going to talk about your resilience toolkit. The quick daily tools you have to have as an advocate. You know, you're going to deal with difficult situations, difficult people, difficult circumstances, with very few wins sometimes. So, I love the presentation again. My internet is off and on. Let me try and change, but you can hear, right?
Yes.
The presentation will come back. So I logged in twice to be able to continue when one drops. So there's that morning intention. In the morning, take 3 deep breaths. Very long ones. 3. It makes you feel good. And then tell yourself, today I will make a difference. That is when you wake up. And then whenever you find rejection, pause, breathe, remember your why, and try again. Then at the end of the day, write one person you reached or helped today. And then there's the advocate check-in. Text or call one fellow advocate for encouragement. The small daily actions create big social change. So another thing you need to do is to build your advocacy support network. You need to work with experienced advocates, community organizers. It could be a local NGO. It could be an online advocacy group or policy allies. That is just the people you work with, the us. You know, right now we are a family. The us, the advocates and you know, your support network. And then also have your personal support. Apart from the, you know, sometimes we make so many friends at work that we don't have personal friends. Have a friend outside activism. One that when you meet, you know me, if I meet with you, we'll start talking about how GC7 reprioritization was a mess and they didn't listen to us and things are not going well. Have someone outside the advocacy space that you can just talk about and little gossip here and there and have a good laugh from your belly. And then also have a faith or spiritual community, whether you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Buddhist, you're atheist, just have something that you connect with spiritually. It helps. And then have a personal mentor. Make sure you have a mentor. And you know, we approach our mentors. So approach someone within your country who can, you know, you can always bounce back with, because our countries have different challenges. So have a mentor in your country that you can work with. And then, so those are at least with that kind of framework, you will have at least 3 people who will lift you up when advocacy gets tough. The ones that you can call and tell them like shooting the whole world, and they will support you and tell you, I'm bringing you a gun. Stay put, I'm coming with a gun. I'll help you shoot them. You know, those 3 friends that will always embrace you as you're going south. And then we'll talk about personal reflection. I just want us to reflect a bit about our work, the advocacy work we do, and how we relate when challenges come to us. So I want you to think of a recent advocacy challenge you faced, or any challenge at work or in what you do for a living. What was the challenge? Was it a campaign that failed, a community resistance, funding that ended or was denied? How did you handle it? What kept you going? Who helped you? What worked? What would you do differently? What would you do differently next time? How will this experience make you so that next time you're facing it, you feel much stronger than you are today? Yeah, so I want you to take a minute and someone can share with us their experience. Someone, if you want to share with us your experience about a challenge you faced, how you handled it, and what you would do differently next time. Then please check for me if anyone's hand is up.
Okay. For those who are also engaged in other workshops or meetings, you can please feel free to share in the chat box. Hey guys, let's share our experiences. That one that you're thinking of and saying, is that really an experience? It is, just feel free to share.
Okay, I think we'll proceed. I'll try and change. My presentation fell down again, but I'll try and change. I'll try and change the provider I'm using. So my challenge that I faced was around let me try and share, see if I can share again. So there's a time I was working around campaign. We were working around a campaign. I sit in the Kenya coordinating mechanism of the CCM, the vice chair. So we were trying to run a campaign where we were saying that in GC7 we wanted many community-led organizations to get funding, and so that we can win. But my community thought that I had the powers to make this happen, which I didn't. So when it came to sub-recipient selection, they had put the same rules that we had before. The rules did not change. So many community-led organizations did not get an opportunity to become principal or sub-recipients. And some did not even have registered organizations, so it was really hard to become sub-recipients. Now they thought I had failed them. And they thought I'm the only one who makes decisions in the CCM, so they thought I had failed them. And there was a campaign around Murenga Must Go. A lot of stuff happened. My children were insulted on social media. In public places, I was trolled on social media. I was trolled in public places. Letters were written about my uselessness and the need for me to stop representing them in the CCM. So it was a really, really difficult time. Then I thought maybe I need to resign. So I wrote my resignation letter. And you remember the 3 friends I told you that you should have that when times are difficult. So the chair of the CCM was then the principal secretary for health, a very senior person in the government. And he's the one who called me and said, you know what, we are not accepting your resignation, because if we accept your resignation, it will be easy for other people to be bullied and removed from such positions just because people want their way. So if we do this, we'll set a precedence where if women are in leadership positions, then people can bully them on internet and bully them everywhere and bully their children, and then they step down. You have to stay strong and stay on. So and some of the people I thought were my friends in the CCM already wanted my position. So one of them, who I thought was a very close friend of mine, started saying, oh, now that she's resigning, I want to be the vice chair. I want to take her position. And this was my friend. So what I learned from there is to have a thick skin. So right now I have a very, very thick skin, and I can stand up for myself and I can defend myself. I mean, if people start campaigns around, oh, you need to go, or we don't want you, or those things that make people feel discouraged, I just ignore. And if you cyberbully me, and I know you, if you're not using a pseudo account, I don't know how to read pseudos, but there are people who do. But if I get to know who you are, I report you to the authorities. So I have learned to love myself more and to defend myself and to defend the people around me from that experience. Initially, I was a bit weak because I submitted my my resignation, but now is that one. So Beryl, there are some on the chat. Please read for us some of those experiences.
Yes, Maureen, and thank you for sharing that. I'll read out for Wills Marie. She's saying, one of the challenges I faced in my work was resistance from my team to embrace new ideas, especially because I was the youngest member and the only woman in the group. This made it difficult to introduce innovative approaches and push for change. To handle this, I focused on developing my communication and influence skills. I took time to listen to their concerns, present evidence to support my ideas, and involve them in the decision-making process so they could feel ownership of the changes. Over time, this helped build trust and reduce resistance. If I were to do it differently, I would start by building alliances and understanding the team's motivations earlier, rather than immediately pushing for new strategies. This will create a stronger foundation for collaboration and make the change process smoother. Next is from Ivana. Ivana is saying, the challenge I face most of the time is to multitask, especially when we have many important activities at the same time. To handle this, I break down activities into daily objectives to achieve it daily. It works best for her. If I am to do it differently, I will probably set time for tasks. Yes, we only have those. And we also have one from Loveth, where she's saying, after university, I faced challenges in securing a job. So I dedicated my time to volunteering with a local NGO while working on the Smile project. I began sharing updates about our activities on social media. One day, a woman reached out to me, and through our interaction, I pitched what I was doing. She asked if I had NGO experience and later connected me with some people. Eventually, a vacancy came up which was shared with me. I applied and was successful. This experience taught me the value of visibility, networking, and resilience in overcoming challenges. Yeah. Over to you, Maureen.
Thank you all for your experiences, and it's really humbling that you shared your experiences. And again, we learn from our experiences. So I'll end this session by saying you're a resilient change maker. Your strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you thought you couldn't. If you thought you couldn't overcome cyberbullying, if you thought you couldn't overcome, there are moments when you're given a lot of tasks. What Ivy is calling multitasking. You're told, make a poster for this event, and then before you're done with, can you please do this and that? Can you please becomes like 8 can you pleases in one day, and then the next day they want you to have completed all the 8 because they forget you're still working on something else when they brought in another. If you overcome that, and you're able to really set up goals and communicate your goals clearly to your supervisors, then that is what we call resilience. So remember, you're fighting for a healthier community for women and girls and for everyone else. So your resilience helps to save lives and end stigma. Never feel bad about trying to stay resilient. Never get tired about trying to stay resilient in your work, because at the end of the day, it has an importance. It helps save lives. So what you need to do is stay connected to people who can support you. Once you find people who can support you, people you can always call, people who are a phone call away, stay connected to those people. And then share your advocacy journey with other women leaders. We are all here, we are women leaders. You can share with us and say, hey, I am on this process and I am stuck, or I feel very discouraged, or I feel I need to talk to someone. I feel I need to kick someone. So just make a call and talk to any of us. And then remember to keep fueling your resilience. You will need it. Keep learning new things about resilience. The social media is a very rich encyclopedia. Google about how I can be a resilient leader. Read about what others have experienced, those you look up to, the people you feel are your heroes. So keep fueling your resilience every day. I'll end it there, and I'll take any questions and comments.
Maureen, we are losing you.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I think now we can hear you. We had lost you a bit. Yeah, but now I think we are okay.
Yes, I'm saying this forms the last bit of authentic leadership, where we learned how to explore our identity, to lead with a purpose, and to foil our resilience. Next, we are going to have inclusive leadership, and our next session is around reaching our mindset. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to be very interesting. So tune in for the link. Over to you, Charlotte. Charlotte Beryl, whoever. Beryl.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Thank you so much for this presentation. This was quite inspiring, and I've even got to learn a lot from these. And yes, we will be really unfair if we do not even get to give a few interactions of what we think around this presentation. Anybody that is having any comment or even any question? Yes, Natasha, please go ahead.
Hi, Beryl, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are, everyone. Thank you so much, Ma'am Maureen, for this session. First of all, I must apologize. I came in a little bit late, so I didn't get to hear everything. But from the things that I managed to catch up on, it's a very, very interesting session, very insightful. I think for me, the highlight has really been the aspect of self-reflection, the part where you asked us to pick if we've experienced certain things or if we relate to a certain statement. I think when it comes to resilience, it's very important to know where you're at and also just the areas that you need to improve on. So these sessions for me have been very personal, not just for my work as an advocate, but even just different areas of my life. So I'd just like to say thank you for these sessions. They're very, very helpful. And I think at the end of the day, they're being very holistic, if I can put it that way. They're helping me in different other areas of my life. And I'm able to see which parts of my life or which areas that I need to work on, where I'm doing well, giving myself grace and compassion, but also knowing that there's certain areas that I need to work on. So just to say thank you for these sessions and also to ask if the slides can be shared with us. I'm not sure if the session from the last week were shared. So just a request if those could be shared. But all in all, these are really amazing insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natasha. Do we have any other person that wishes to share?
Hello.
Yes, Loveth, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Madam Maureen. I really learned a lot from this session. Many a times I feel like giving up, but after this session, I learned that one has to, you know, bounce back with wisdom and grace. And after this session, I learned that we have to be stronger. We have to be a kind of more strong. Amidst of challenges, we have to be strong. We have to keep on pushing, especially we women in the society. They see us as anything women do is always different. So we have to always push, even though people fight or the situation warrant us not to, brings us down. We have to push. We have to fuel our resilience. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. I really appreciate all you do. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Loveth. Have a nice day too. I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. Yes, so I think before I proceed to the closing, I see Carol has just joined us. Carol, I am not sure, but are you able to unmute and give us a hi? Carol, you're muted. That is if you're speaking.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry, you're not very clear, so I didn't hear what you're asking. Apologies. What were you saying? Please repeat.
No, I just say that I saw you just joined. I
Okay.
wanted you to just give us a hi.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I was talking with my internet, so I only managed to join a bit late, so I really don't know what has been saying. But hi, everyone. This is Carol
Hi.
from India. Yes.
Thank you so much, Carol. Feel most welcomed.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, to all of us, thank you so
Beryl, I'll introduce Carol a bit. Thank you, Carol,
Okay.
for joining. Colleagues or members of TB Women Academy. Carol, these are members of TB Women Academy 2024. And discussing about building our resilience. We've been doing a series of how to empower ourselves as women leaders. And thank you for passing by. Carol is one of the steering committee members and the advisors of TB Women Academy and TB Women in general as an organization. Carol is a seasoned TB advocate. She's fought the fights, and we are able to sit in this place because of people like her. Carol is also a leader. She's been a board member of almost all these global health institutions. And so she's also a leader in her country, in Zambia. So if you guys are looking for a mentor, you start looking for contacts from her. She's well connected, and she's got a wealth of wisdom that she can pour to us. So I just wanted to let you know that about Carol. Over.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Caro and Phil. Most welcomed. Yes, so our colleagues, mine is just to appreciate all of us for joining on today's touch point. As Maureen has shared, our next session will be on inclusive leadership. Charlotte will be sharing the link to it and the date for this session. Please plan accordingly. As she has said, it will be very interesting. So please plan to join this and gather this wealth of knowledge. Yeah, from mine is just to appreciate you once again and looking forward to meet all of us again in the coming sessions. And may you all have a lovely rest of the evening. I might not want to close before maybe Charlotte. I know we've been interacting from last week on the peer review and the assessments that we have been sharing and you sending your peers for review. Charlotte has been taking lead on that. Charlotte, I don't know if you've got anything you would like to share concerning the leadership assessments.
Thank you, Beryl. Yes, actually, now that I see some of them are here, you know yourselves. Some of you have not yet sent me your peer reviewers. So please, let's not keep pushing and pulling. You're actually the only people left. It's just the two of you. I don't want to mention names, so please make sure that you send your reviewers after this meeting. We need to send them emails so that we have you also assessed. It's good that I've seen that you took the self-assessment, but we also need you to we also need other people to review you so that it's more comprehensive for your leadership. That would be all. Thank you. Before that, if you have any problem with your peer reviewers and everything, because you guys are also supposed to check back with them and ensure that they have reviewed you, please reach out to me on WhatsApp. I am easily available there, more than email, because there's a couple of emails that come in. So please reach out to me via WhatsApp and we'll sort that out. Thank you, Beryl.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you for making that clear. So colleagues, please let's reach out to her concerning this so that we move all of us and making sure that no one is left behind. We really can't wait to see the leadership assessments that have been given to help us polish our leadership styles more. Yeah, so thank you so much.
So the form you have filled, girls, is about me form, which you have filled. This week we are going to send out, or this coming week on the one beginning Monday. My week begins Monday. For those who begin on Sunday, okay, that coming week from Sunday, the day after tomorrow, we will share another assessment tool. It's called Workplace Big Five. So what you have done was about me, the 360-degree assessment, where you have been assessed by yourself and people who know you. Now we are going to do a Workplace Big Five assessment. We are sending you the forms next week. And this one, you won't look for reviewers. It is just you to fill it in. It is an assessment that reveals your 5 personality super traits and 23 sub traits that simply and clearly explain work-related behavior found in your day-to-day encounters. So this one is really important. We want to see your traits. It will bring out your traits, and then we can work with the what are they called, mentors and coaches like Caro to walk you through other traits that you need to strengthen. And then if you finish your Workplace Big Five, you're going to do your work-life indicator survey. Your work-life indicator survey is an assessment that measures your individual's approach in managing the boundaries between work and family. Hey, that one me, ooh, Jesus. Okay, so we want to know how you balance work and family and your own time. Like when do you even stop? Do you even shut down your laptop to go dancing or to go out on a picnic or to just rest, crochet or watch a movie? We want to see that, because ideally we don't want you to make some of the mistakes we made We want you to stay healthy in your 70s. So we have to work on your work-life balance. And then we shall go to the last one called influence style indicator. We want to see your preference in influencing others and strengthen that way. So you still have 3 more assessments coming. Next week, we are going to do one. If you finish it quickly, we send you the other one so that at least by end of September, you'll have done all the 4 assessments. This other one was heavy because you are looking for 8 to 10 other people to do an assessment of you. But the remaining ones, it is just you who is doing the assessment. So thank you very much. Charlotte, remind me to send them over to you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Charlotte. Yes, and once again, mine is just to thank all of us, and may we all have a blessed evening, and as we start our weekend, and see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.